Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. The Port Paperless project, I must also admit, has been one of the most reformed processes at the port, and is something that, as freight forwarders, we have supported from day one. The only issue that we have is that we believe that there are some issues we still have to look at them again. The objectives set by the Vice President were that, one, we should be able to clear the goods within 4 hours. The joint examination teams was to be reduced from 16 to 3. Compliance was to be abolished. And the risk management examination was to set up for up to 50%. That is, any consignments get out of the port, you have to reduce the examination on these goods to 50%. If you want to look at the achievements of some of these objectives set out, I must say that we've not been able to achieve these objectives wholly, even though we are happy with what we have done now. Before paperless, we were clearing goods, I must say, within a week. And when you say within a week, we are assuming it's about 8 hours a day. We don't want to add the night hours when the officers will be having good times with their wives, and you still count it against them. So, for example, if you put in a permit for IDF, you are easily prompted on your phone or via email. Excellent. When you apply for a CCVR with your invoices, parking lists, bill of lading and others, quickly you are informed that the process has started. When there's a query, you are informed. When there's approval, you are informed. It's an excellent system. We must congratulate the Paperless Port project for all these achievements. After that, you just doing the declarations in your office. Of course, that time too does not go against the Port Paperless project. So you quickly get to know how much you're supposed to pay. And at the bank, I must again confess, you don't spend more than 10 minutes at either GCB or EcoBank. You can also even effect payment in the comfort from your office. You can use any of the Visa cards or MasterCards or other payment platforms. So we also don't have a problem with the payments. It's quite an improved system. Compliance. Formerly, it was at the long room. Those who know long room in Tema, and you know the hassle that at times you need to go there to get your document through. You need to negotiate, you need to discuss, you'll be refused, you'll be queried. The human factor was just too much. Times when you get there, you think that it's a market area. The project has removed the compliance section from long room to customs head office, even though we were told it would be abolished. But then what else can we do? We should be happy, at least for now, what has been done for us. So it has now been removed to customs head office. And I must also say that on the average, initially, we were taking about 3 hours, 4 hours to get your documents through. But now, at times, it takes a day or two. On the average, it takes a day or two to get your response from compliance.
You meant to say 4 days, not 4 hours. You meant to say it used to take 4 days, not 4 hours.
No, compliance was even more than 4 days. No, I'm talking about compliance. Okay. The whole system, Vice President promised us 4 hours.
Okay. You said compliance.
Compliance, now it's about 4 hours. Okay. Formerly it was 4 hours, now it's about 2 days. Now it's about 2 days. Yes. Now after compliance, then you'll be prompted again, which is also a very good system, on the alert, either via email or by your phone, SMS. Then you move on to the shipping line. Now you request for an invoice. And here again, thanks to the paperless project system, you will immediately receive your invoice in the comfort of your home. So what we normally do is that in the evenings, we just put in all the application requests for our invoices In the morning, by the time you start work, 9 o'clock, the efficient shipping lines would have responded long ago. So you immediately start with your payments, you go to the shipping line and effect payments, which is also a very good system. And at the shipping line, you don't spend too much time there. I'm just averaging it. Some of them are not doing too well. But then on the average, I'm sure you spend about 30 minutes at the shipping line. Then you move on to the handling companies, GPHA, MPS, and others. There again, you put in your request for an invoice, and there again, it's quite efficient now, at least as compared to the previous system. It's quite efficient now, and you go and effect payments either at the banks or at their cash points or the other mode of payments that may be available to you. There, then you will be prompted that you are ready for examination, and you will be given an alert as to even who the team leader is who is to conduct the examination for you. Either the goods are also to be physically examined or delivery allowed. The problem we have is with examination. It's not paperless. Asking for documents allow you to do even the examination, especially the senior officers. At times you need to carry physical documents to them for them to inspect before they refer them to their junior officers. And at times, even the junior officers, when you finish with the examination, they also have to refer you to their senior officers. But I must also again confess quite an improvement upon the previous system. From there, then with the team also comes in. The Vice President again promised us that we will reduce the 16 inspection teams to 3. There again, yes, it's quite a marked improvement in the system, but then the human factor is still there. Before you may finally get out of the port after going through your way, but the other document, only document or hard copy that you would require there could be the way bill. And the national security normally also asks for hard copies before you get out. So far, the system existing now, I must say that it's quite okay. It's doing well, but then we believe that there can still be some improvements. Now, what challenges? The challenges, as I initiated earlier on, is about the inspection team. Internal, for example, they brought on board the AC task force. We have the JCPU and some other smaller inspection companies, even though all of them are under customs and preventive. So we have about 4 components as one team. And they may not come at the same time. They may come at different times. And that makes it quite difficult. Here again, I must also say that my own people, the freight forwarders, at times, we have also initiated the formation of some of these smaller inspection teams. Initially, it was moving on smoothly, and once in a while, you hear somebody may describe an item, a whole container of item X was described as item B, and therefore the AC not feeling comfortable, not being too sure be able to achieve his targets. He will say, "Oh, let me form a task force to also oversee the activities of the preventive, or they oversee the activities of some of the teams at the harbor there." And therefore, there has been some multiplications of inspection companies at the port there. As at now, we have about 4 instead of the 1 that the Vice President promised us. But then, it's a step that customs has taken just again to prevent leakages and leakages at the port. And I must use this opportunity to advise the freight forwarders also to help and cooperate with the system to make it better.
Okay.
So far, so good. I think that is quite a good system. And the other last item is that 50% that the Vice President promised us, again, they are not too sure whether we are doing the right thing or not. The green channel has drastically reduced again. Instead, formerly, we were having quite delivery allowed. Now it has drastically reduced because one or two freight forwarders did some things wrong. But then that shouldn't deter the system from moving on. So I would also advise that, despite the fact that there were some bad nuts amongst us, we should still pursue the system and punish those who get it wrong as much as possible, so that those who are also doing it right could be encouraged. Thank you very much.